Good afternoon. I don't recognize most of the faces, and I'm not to be blamed. Everybody is wearing a mask. The second reason is that maybe I'm old. The first address I gave to this forum, the Images Forum, was only 19 years ago. And I think I've been speaking here on this forum for 19 years. The first forum I addressed was in 2002 when I was heading the supply chain of one of the fastest growing retailers at that point of time. And since then I have addressed every year, and this is 19th year I'm addressing. Of course, the last year didn't happen, or I didn't come, whatever. So everybody has changed, so I'll do something embarrassing that I have to introduce myself so that people get to know who I am. I'm Anshuman Singh. I run a company called Stellar Value Chain Solutions. When I was speaking 19 years ago, I was heading the supply chain of the fastest growing retailer. Later on, I became the CEO of a textile company. Then I became a CEO of a retail company. Then joined the largest retail group in the country and founded a supply chain company for a decade, transformed supply chain in the country, built the most modern warehouses, brought the world's latest technology and automation to this country, did phenomenal amount of things. And based on that, I went from a co-founder to a founder journey. 5 years ago, I founded Stellar Value Chain. Day one of my founding, created a lot of ripples. God was kind, was able to raise 1,000 crores the day I founded my company. People say, kaise kiya, kya kiya? That's a separate story I can share outside. After that, last 5 years, I have been building Stellar Value Chain. It's a large 3PL company, one of the larger 3PL companies today after 5 years. The most important point I want to share with you is that in 19 years, I personally reinvented myself 19 times. And in the last 18 months itself, I have reinvented myself 18 times again in the last 18 months. It's a journey. In the early 2000s, in 2007, I had co-founded my earlier company in supply chain. We used to go to people like you and tell you that, listen, you need to outsource your supply chain. It's not your cup of tea. You need to run your business. You need to run your retail business. You need to run your brand business. You need to run your fashion business. Outsource the supply chain, and people would say, no, it's our core business, we don't want to outsource. Then we used to say, अच्छा नहीं, हम technology लगा देंगे, cost कम कर देंगे, price कम कर देंगे, speed बढ़ा देंगे, fill rate बढ़ा देंगे, आपकी sale बढ़ा देंगे, आपकी profit बढ़ा देंगे, अब outsource कर दो. Some people started outsourcing. Then we started showing them large warehouses with a lot of automation and technology कि अब तो देख लो, world में ऐसे काम होता है, ऐसे करेंगे. Lot more people started outsourcing. 2016, 5th of August, I founded Stellar. 5th of August evening, Parliament finally passed GST. Then we went to again last set of customers saying, अब तो outsource कर दो, अब तो time आ गया, अब तो GST आ गया, अब तो consolidate करना है. Supply chain has evolved. A lot more people started outsourcing. Last 18 months has given new reason for outsourcing supply chain. And one of the reasons is, if you want to outsource safety of your own lives, अब तो supply chain outsource कर दो. Last 18 months, everybody has been working from home. Most of you would have worked from home. I can share for my company, I can't talk about the others. But let me tell you, Stellar did not shut down its offices for even one single day in the last 18 months. Even the head office. When the government changed the rules of 10% occupancy in Bombay, we hired 4 times more office space in Bombay at that point of time so that we don't shut down. Why? Were we mad? No. There was a way of looking at things. The way of looking at things was that we had several million. We had 12 million square feet of warehousing across the country. We had 12,000 people working for us across the country. And we were serving e-commerce customers, fashion customers, automotive customers, FMCG customers, pharma customers whose work could not stop for a single day. In fact, e-commerce started booming. That was all the more reason that we had to start working. So the choice was that all our workers in the warehouses or distribution centers or fulfillment centers or what you call it, they have to come and attend. They have to attend to the work, COVID or no COVID. Right in the first wave, peak COVID. We underwent an internal churning session saying that we are scared about our lives and there's nothing more precious than our own life. And we still want to run operation because the customer wants us. So we had to make choices. What do we say? This is the only business we have. We don't have any other business. This is the only source of our livelihood. This is what we have created the business for. This is a choice we have made to be in the supply chain business. And the customer wants us to run the operation. So where's the question of a choice? So we have to ask all our workers to come. Okay, the workers can come. The management is in Bombay, management is in Delhi, all the head offices, people are here. We can work from home. Then the question came, is the life of a worker less important than the life of our manager or the life of the CEO? How can we have discrimination among lives? And that was a big question we had. All my colleagues were at home. Some people went off to Goa for 1.5 years. And here we were debating, is the worker's life less important than our lives? We took a call that we will not have work from home. The entire senior management will work from office only. And for the last 18 months, the entire senior management of Stellar worked from office. 75% of the senior management got COVID. A large number went to the ICUs in the first wave. Why? Because we were, you can say, foolhardy or naive to show solidarity with our workers. We felt the lives of our workers and the lives of our CEO was equal. Everyone in the company was traveling across the country. 75% got COVID. As they say, fortune favors the brave. God was extremely kind. Everybody came out alive, hale, hearty, and we survived the COVID. Despite 75% of senior management going through COVID. Each warehouse, we don't run small operations. The minimum size of our fulfillment center or distribution center is 2 lakh square feet. The minimum number of people working in each operation is 500 people. When we used to do RT-PCR tests, out of 500, 200 used to test positive. That's another time when we broke. So we have a DNA. In fact, the DNA was developed before the COVID. We did not know that it will come out that true. But before I come to the DNA, let me tell you, there is a cliche word called VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and so on. That I used to preach to the whole world in 2007 when I was raising money for my first co-founding company, supply chain company that I built. 2020-21, VUCA is a useless, cliched word. It does not mean anything anymore. I mean, it has redefined the whole paradigm of uncertainty. The pandemic redefined the paradigm of the whole uncertainty. In this world, coincidentally, we had put a DNA element in our company called warrior spirit. We never knew that this DNA would mean something else when the pandemic hits. Warrior spirit means a warrior is one who resolves conflict. In a supply chain business, it is full of conflicts. There's conflict between what the customer wants and what the service provider can deliver. There's conflict between speed and cost. There's conflict between inventory and fill rates. It's a full of conflict business, and we have to resolve conflicts every day. Within the companies also, there's conflict between the finance department who wants lower inventories and lower costs. There's conflict with the sales team which wants higher throughput, higher speed, and it's a business full of conflicts. Warrior spirit was one DNA which we invoked in this pandemic period and were able to stand through this. And believe me, we really found that the warrior spirit is one spirit where actually people were not only outsourcing supply chain, people were also outsourcing fear of death outside. हमने कहा अब तो outsource कर लो यार, अब तो अपनी जान तो बचा लो, अब तो outsource कर लो. And believe me, we have been lucky. We came out of this. The vaccines worked. Had they not worked, God only knows what would have happened. आज हम लोग lucky हैं. I heard a lot of people talking outside. I met a lot of people after a long, long time. Some exciting time. Some people said that they have opened 50 stores in the last 50 days. Reminded me of my retail days. We used to open 50 stores in 50 days. We used to open 100 stores in 100 days. Super good that those times are back. But this is what made us last through this. One key strategy that we worked on from the day that we founded Stellar, and it worked in the pandemic period, I want to share. A lot of people say that whenever you hire workers, don't hire from local areas. They will always be creating a lot of nuisance. They will always be creating a lot of disturbance. They have a lot of influence on the local area. They have a lot of influence on the local environment. And you're hiring 1,000, 2,000 people from local areas, your operations will not work. So keep the local hiring to a certain limit. Hire majority from longer distances. From day one in Stellar, we had a value called power of right, and we decided that we are going to hire only from local. If we want to build Stellar into a large company serving a lot of e-tail customers, e-commerce customers, retail customers, fashion customers, FMCG customers, if we want to build a big play, we have to take the ecosystem along, and we decided that we are going to take people only from the surroundings. Believe me, that one strategy worked brilliantly in the COVID period. Every single worker came to work every single day because everyone was from within the nearest 3 kilometers or 2 kilometers. We had gone to each village, we had gone to each Gram Panchayat, we had gone to the temples of the local villages. We know the sarpanches of each village. Everything worked in our favor. We were able to get those people to our operations and serve our customers in this entire period. Coming to some supply chain gyan, some of our learnings. When we were building in 2002, 2003, in my earliest stint, we were building for retail. That was most modern supply chain in retail. Then we came to the new world where modern retail kept growing. And then we came to, in the last 5 years, a completely new world called e-commerce. And then we came to a world called pandemic, where e-commerce just shot up. When e-commerce shot up, today we have a very distinct world. We have the omni-channel world, which is full of retail, fashion, brands, stores, offline. And then we have the e-commerce world, which is all about online, catering to the changing customer requirements. These two worlds work on two different supply chain paradigms. One works on costs, customer experience in the store. One works on customer experience for every order. These two are very different worlds. In any textbook, when you talk about cost versus fill rates, you'll see that there is a steep J curve. Up to 90-95% fill rates or service levels, there's an X cost. Beyond a 95% service levels, in an omni-channel environment, the cost disproportionately increase. The e-commerce world has changed that logic on its head. They've said costs are secondary. No costs are enough. The only reason that matters is customer delight for every order. And as you will see, the e-commerce world is investing disproportionately in its supply chain. You give 5 items in an order to an e-commerce company, 5 different deliveries come to you, they invest 5 times in the packaging cost. They invest 5 times in the delivery cost. Even for fulfillment, each e-commerce company is opening multiple distribution centers for the same product in the same city. Delhi 1, Delhi 2, Delhi 3, Delhi 4, Delhi 5, for the same products. Why? Because for them, fulfilling that order in those number of minutes is more important than consolidating orders and saving costs. The omni-channel world is still in another world. For them, 95% fill rates are good, but beyond a point, the costs cannot increase. So it has to work within 1% of sales, 1.5% of sales. In the e-commerce world, while within the operation, they will try to extract costs, but on a total cost invested, the costs are phenomenally high. These are two different worlds. Going forward, the omni-channel world will have to start increasing the cost of the supply chain to match the customer requirements, because a 0.2% cost increase in supply chain can actually lead to a 20% increase in sales, which can lead to a 10-15% increase in margins. 40-50% is the gross margin. So 10% increase in margins, a 0.2, 0.3% in supply chain costs does not matter. This is something all the financiers and supply chain heads will have to rethink in the new world. On the e-commerce side, obviously, the big boys, the winners take it all, so they are taking it all, they're taking all the market share, but at some point of time, they will start moving reverse. They will start optimizing on costs because they have already captured the market share. And somewhere down the line, 2-3 years down the line, when we speak on a forum like this, the worlds would have met. So for such a large topic, they gave me only 10 minutes, 15 minutes, which is a small time for such a large topic, so I will not take too much of time because I think the sessions are already running late. But my summary message is that supply chains are now changing every day. Outsourcing is a very, very good idea and a bright idea today. People will outsource more and more. The omni-channel people will have to look at supply chains. 90-95% service levels will not do. E-commerce is at 100%. The omni-channel will also have to move to 100%. They'll have to increase the costs slightly to achieve a much larger goal. The e-commerce companies are today investing disproportionately. They will focus on rationalizing their costs. They have already started outsourcing in a very, very big way. Every year in the June month, you see e-commerce absorbing more and more space because they increase cost to serve the customer better. You would never hear something like overstocking in an e-commerce warehouse. You'll always hear of overstocking and chaos in an omni-channel warehouse in the season. Fulfillment center, distribution center, what you call. Similarly, on the transportation side, a lot of work will have to happen. This is the most interesting phase. In my 27 years, 28 years of retail, textile, supply chain experience, we reinvented ourselves 3 times in the first 15 years, 10 times in the next 10 years, and 20 times in the last 2 years. This is the pace of reinvention that we have to all undergo. I must thank the organizers here, Amitabh specifically, for holding this conference. This is the first conference which has brought people together after this post-pandemic. So Amitabh, Cheers, and thanks for organizing this, Anjali. This is a great event. At least brings people together, makes us feel normal. And I think, wish you all the best and hope this pandemic never comes again and we meet next year in better times. Thank you so much.